Howdy guys, how you doing? Welcome to my review of the Spec-Ops Master Knife Sheath Long. This is the long version. It'll take up to an 8-inch bladed knife. Very nice. This was designed by Jeff Wimmer, who's the president and chief designer at Spec-Ops Knife brand and the owner of the company, I might add. It's a very innovative design. Took several years to perfect. He would make sheaths and pass them off to friends of his in the military and hunters, have them try them in the field and work with them, and they would make suggestions which he would incorporate into a sheath, which is a very smart thing to do. I think Jeff's kind of what I'd call a mad genius. I just think this is a fantastic product. I came across my first one years ago. I bought a knife, and this sheath came with it. It wasn't I don't think that the knife normally came with this sheath. I didn't know what it was. I didn't buy it for the sheath. And I was soon very, very happy and impressed with what I got. The knife was great, but the sheath was even better. It was the best knife sheath I ever owned. And I looked in the back here and found, what is this? Who makes this? And it was Spec-Ops, and that got me interested in Spec-Ops knife sheaths. I used it extensively. I eventually sold the knife and this sheath to a friend of mine because he was in the field and needed it more than I did. He needed a good knife, he needed a good sheath. He's been using it since then, and I had to borrow this back just for this review. As you see, these sheaths come in many different colors. This one's black. This one is multicam. It's a very high quality made sheath. They're made in the United States. It's made to take a beating. It's made to hold the military and, like say, hunting use. Anything you can imagine, this will hold up, I would imagine. Very nice. This fits 8-inch blades. They have the smaller size that fits a 6-inch blade, up to an 8-inch blade. Also, it's made very wide this way, so it fits a very wide blade, which is very nice. I'll show you the knife I'm going to use in it. It's this Randall Model 14, which is a very nice knife. It's got a very wide blade. As you can see, fits right in there. I really like it. It goes like that. Let me run down a few of the features of this little knife sheath. Give you an idea. It has a thermoplastic liner. I'm not sure if it's Kydex for sure or not. The thermoplastic liner inside here, and it's kind of pinched a little bit, so it kind of holds onto the knife blade, which is really a good thing. Now, some guys are taking this thermoplastic liner out and they're boiling it, and then they're molding it to specific knife blades, which is very nice. It gives you a chance to make this a custom fit for whatever knife you actually have. I like it the way it is because, you know, it grabs onto the knife blade like that, you know, holds the knife blade in, and I can actually put the knife blade in with the back end of the knife blade on one side, so it doesn't actually like dull my knife blade. A lot of Kydex sheaths I've had, you know, they end up hitting the knife blade, and you know, every time you put it in or out, it dulls the knife blade. I don't much care for that. So I'm leaving this the way it is for now, but you can mold it to your personal knife, which is kind of a very handy thing. This one came in multicam. I thought it was really nice. I like multicam. It's a very nice new thing. He's keeping the sheaths up to date to what's going on with the military, and that's a really good thing. You can remove this thermal liner via a little screw here for cleaning, which is kind of cool. It has a drain hole in the liner, so you can submerge this knife sheath in watery conditions. A lot of you guys in the military are going to be in the water, and that's nice. So it has a drain hole. Also, the whole thing is waterproof. It's not going to rust out on it, which is very important too. I like the fact that knife blade can be held with just this part here. If you didn't even use this, which I use this too, nonetheless. It's jump rated, which means if you're in the military, you're jumping out of planes. Now, I personally would never jump out of a perfectly good airplane, but if you're in the military and you need to do that, it is jump rated. You know, not only does the handle have this little snap here, okay, which is great, but you can also take this paracord, which you can run through the knife sheath itself, and you can also put that around the handle to make it super secure. That's kind of nice. You know, when you're out in the wilderness, I several years ago was out in the wilderness, crawling around with a different Model 14 on some maneuvers and practice maneuvers, training maneuvers, and I had I had a belt through the sheath. I had this secured to my leg, and crawling through brush, especially crawling, it was amazing. This came unsnapped. The belt came loose, and if I hadn't had this attached to my leg, I would have lost the entire outfit. I had the knife in the sheath, secured by some paracord. The bush is just like a bunch of little fingers. It'll just take knives away from me. It's amazing. So something like this where you can secure it in 2 or 3 different ways is really very important. You'd be amazed how easy it is to lose a knife in the bush. It's really pretty darn easy. It really is. I'm telling you what, it is easy to do. Okay, this is MOLLE compatible, which is very nice. As you can see, it's got a split belt loops in here in the back, so you can attach to MOLLE gear, backpacks, load-bearing equipment, all sorts of stuff. It's got the little holes all on the side for attaching. Again, attaching it pretty much anywhere to anything, and putting paracord on there. This one carries some extra paracord, which is always real nice. You guys know how good paracord is to have. I absolutely love that. It's got a leg tie down on it, which is also very nice. I believe in tying your knife down to your leg too. Say, if I hadn't had this knife, a knife like this one attached to my leg that time, it would have been gone. Knife would have been gone. It would have been a done deal. So, very attachable. These loops back here are snaps, but also they're Velcroed. So once you get your belt through there, you're double secured that way too. It's not going anywhere. Even if a snap came loose, the Velcro is going to hold the loops onto your belt. I also love the fact you can attach this to your belt and have a belt loop on your pants here. So this stays indexed on your pants where you put it, if you're carrying it that way. That is also very nice. You reach back for your knife. It's not somewhere else. It's right where you put the knife. It's easy to get a hold of. This snap right here is fully adjustable. You can custom adjust whatever knife you're putting in there, which is nice. Another good thing with this knife, if you're in a bad situation, Jeff told me a funny story about riding a mountain bike in South America somewhere, and some thing he was doing. I'm sorry, Jeff, I forgot exactly what it was. I talked to Jeff for the foot about the Sheath preparation for this review, and he fell off a cliff into a bunch of vines, and it turns out he was being suspended by these vines, like over a 100-foot drop. He needed his knife because way out of the vines, didn't have the sheath at the time, hadn't made this yet, and he took the knife out, to cut away these vines and hopefully not drop 100 feet. And when he went to put his knife back in the sheath, it's got a regular leather sheath. He couldn't get it in very easily because, the hole was, small. And it's kind of a two-ended affair with most sheaths. This sheath, thermoplastic liner, is flared like the bottom of a lot of nice pistols, to put a magazine in. Very handy. So you want to put your knife back in the sheath, it just catches the blade, and it goes right in. It's none of this nonsense of trying to it just goes right in there. Love that about this knife sheath. Okay, moving on. It's got a little utility pouch down here, and there it is. A lot of guys in the military are taking their Glock 17 magazines or other magazines, and they're putting in the pouch. It's big enough to carry one of those, and it's got a big enough piece of Velcro here that will hold that quite nicely. Put that in wrong. Put that over the corners a little bit better, and you hold it quite nicely and quite securely. Of course, this also fits, multi-tools like a glove. Here's a leather-mounted tool there. You can also put survival gear in there, fire starting equipment, maybe a knife sharpener, who knows what. That's it's a great pouch. It's a good size, very secure, very nice. I love that about it. What else? Okay. I think I mentioned, but this is made to Americans, made in America, made in the USA by Americans, for Americans. That's kind of nice as well. A fantastic sheath. Again, MOLLE gear attachment points back here. Holes back there, waterproof, belt loop, attachment. I mean, you can't get much better than this. Adjustable here, He's pretty much thought of everything you think of. I mean, he's thought about everything you think of for the sheath, and it's got everything you'd really need without being overdone. It's not like too much. Just fantastic. I love this sheath. Anyway, that's it, my friends. This is $50 for the master sheath. And well worth it in my opinion. I actually think it's a very reasonable price, especially for something which will last you a lifetime. It's built like a brick, what. And it has a guarantee too of some kind. I think it said lifetime guarantee. I don't want to quote without knowing. I think it said lifetime guarantee in this. But very nice. You can get these at specopsbrand.com. And I think order $50 or more, it's free shipping, so that's really nice too. So it's really like less than 50 bucks. You know, shipping would be $10 and something like this normally, I would assume, from any of their sellers. So really the sheath's like $40, you know, plus $10 shipping, you know, just a hell of a deal. Well, there you go. That's it. Great sheath. I've been looking forward to it for a long time. I've been looking for a good knife sheath for my round for a long time. I have a little saying, and that is a knife is really only as good as the sheath that carries it. If you got a really great knife, but the sheath is crappy, you know, I mean, this is not a crappy sheath here. Nothing against Ronald sheaths, you know, they're made by some other maker, of course. They don't actually make their own sheaths, I don't think. But a leather sheath like this, in military situations, in watery conditions, you know, out in the field, they don't last that long. They fall apart pretty good. And this is old school. This is outdated, you know, technology in my opinion. This is a new thing here. This is what people need to carry. If I were making my own knife, and I've made several designs for knives. I've never have actually gone on to making my own knife, but I've made several designs. If I actually ever made my own knife, I wouldn't bother making my own sheath. I would just buy these and put my knife in these sheaths. That's what I would do. It's the kind of sheath that's going to best serve guys in the military and in the field, you know, hunters, whatever. This is going to best serve them. That's for sure. Alright guys, that's it. Spec-Ops brand master knife sheath in the 8-inch version. They also make the 6-inch. You got a shorter blade, hope to a 6-inch bladed knife. So that's it guys. Hope you enjoyed the review. Hope you're having a good time. Thanks for watching. And I want to thank Jeff for helping me select this knife sheath in the multi-can and get it framed for this review. I really appreciate that. Absolutely wonderful. Alright guys, I will talk at you later. Have a good one.